What about access to port resources and port benefits throughout the entire district? Other candidates have talked about connecting good labor jobs to all parts of the district. What are your thoughts on that issue?
Well, first of all, the state does not control the port. That's number one. Number two, to me, there's a misnomer when you talk about the port. You're talking about the Department I think it's called the Harbor Department. That's a government entity. That's not private sector based. Now, when you talk about jobs, that is where you talk about shippers, you talk about support services that are adjacent to the port, and also when this district when the lines were redrawn, that pulled in Carson, Athens, specifically, and that's on the far end of the district versus what is present in terms of San Pedro and Wilmington. The thing is that, again, the state does not control the economy. However, the state can, as a representative, you can create opportunities in terms of employment. Again, that's where I think there's a distinction between myself and others. Case in point, there's something called the Space Corridor. That's in Long Beach. I'm talking about connecting Long Beach in terms of what they're promoting and in conjunction with LA. And again, that goes back to Phillips 66. Again, you're talking about land that is probably unique. It's only probably in the whole southern sphere, that's the only, I would say, land-based opportunities. Again, the problem is the fact that what's being pushed is warehouses. I'm talking about manufacturing. I'm talking about the new economy. I'm talking about the fact that, case in point, there was a company in Carson that built drones, but that they left and went to Torrance. Mm-hmm. The other thing, that this has been drained of companies. At one point in time, you had, I think, Toyota, specifically had a headquarters in this region. They're all gone. That's because of three things. Taxation, it also has to do with the whole labor code, and it also has to do with there's a third component, slips my mind. But those are two major things that, in my opinion, are front and center on the table. Again, we're losing jobs, we're not, environmental issues. Now, I'm not against environmental issues, but the fact is, some of these environmental regulations are killing employment, and that's what I would like to address.
Okay. And just for clarification purposes, you're making a distinction between the fact that the state has, as you say, no control over the ports, per se. Could you clarify what you mean by that?
Well, there's three state agencies, AIR, CEQA, and also those are two main agencies that have to do with the oversight of environmental issues. Now, the thing is that the port has a history of contributing to pollution. The state can impact that in terms of bringing regs into place where you basically put some type of guardrails around the existing issue. Again, when you're talking about air quality, that's where you're talking about the pollution that comes off ships and also comes off trucks. Again, that can be regulated, but that's not on a local level.